got a good old dog barking. So when I first got onto YouTube, one of the questions I always had was how much money can you actually make from doing videos? This week we're gonna get into just that. I have one video that's getting close to 300,000 views, and we're gonna talk about how much money that thing actually made. So we're gonna be doing things just a little bit different this week. I'm Brandon, and here in the shop or the backyard, we make things before we break things because mistakes are part of the process. And for me, I've made tons and tons of mistakes in the shop, but also I've made tons and tons of mistakes on YouTube. And one of the big reasons for that is I just didn't have all of the information. So I wish there was something kind of like this when I was first getting started, just to give me a ballpark on how much money you can actually make. So we're gonna talk about two different projects that I did. They're actually review videos. One was a 50-watt Chinese laser that I imported from China. That's the one with almost 300,000 views. And then we're also gonna talk about this guy, which is a AlphaWise CNC and laser. So I actually don't use that thing a ton because I've got an X-Carve from Inventables as well as that big laser before. So this guy has around 200,000 views, and I thought this would be a really good example as well. All right, so we are going to jump into this first video of the 50-watt laser cutter. You can see that it has 284,224 views, and I published this February 5th. So at the time of this release, that's getting close to about a year that this has been out. And so we'll jump into the analytics, and you can see that first off, it pretty much took off about 3 weeks later. And then it's been on a pretty steady growth for the most part towards 30,000. So jumping into the revenue data, you can see that's based off of 242,000 monetized views, and that really didn't happen until that jump too. But the big thing is, here is the CPM, which is 12.71. So I've seen folks who have done 1 million views, and they actually have a lower total amount because the CPM is lower. And what I'm finding is really, this depends on what industry that you are in. So if you are watching this and you're in the maker world like I am, maybe your CPMs are gonna be a little bit higher than vloggers and folks like that, because usually people watching our projects are a little bit older, so advertisers are willing to pay more because they know they potentially are gonna get a better return. At least that's how I think all this works. So for me, this is a really, really good number. So now let's take a look at this CNC, AlphaWise CNC review video that is also getting close to 200,000 views. And if we click over to the revenue side, you can see that 169K of those are actually monetized. And I've got a CPM here of 11.65, so still pretty high, and it really fluctuates along the way. All right, so looking at 2019, you can see that my average CPM was 8.84, where a few outliers were like the butcher block countertop. Wooden carved signs was actually really high. That's actually my highest, looks like, at 14. But then again, that one didn't have a ton of views. So really the laser and the CNC were the big guys for me. So as I was going through that process of looking at my views, I started looking at YouTube videos where other people were listing out, because I was really trying to get a gauge on what are the range of CPMs out there. So a lot of these videos, people are walking through their analytics just kind of like I did. And actually, Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income, I've been following him for a really long time. He makes some great stuff. He walks through several of these income reports, and I'll include a link down below. But what I wanted to do is give you guys some quick stats on CPMs. And so this spreadsheet, I'll include in a link down below if you guys want to check it out, or you can take a screenshot of it. But if I actually sort this by CPM, you can see that, actually let's do an average to find out. That the average is 6.5, and this is just of the videos that I found. You can see there are some pretty massive outliers, like Tommy Bryson, is the earn-in app a scam, had 30 CPM, so he made 1.5 100 off of 50,000 views. And then Facebook ads in 2019 by Kevin David was 26.62, making nearly $50,000 off of 1.8 million views. That is absolutely crazy. So if I'm actually looking at this, my videos, my top ones actually fall in right above this point. So compared to the average, it's actually doing double. So that gives me a really good benchmark. So then when I actually go back and look at my other videos and my other analytics, I can kind of see where these things should be falling, and potentially some of the topics that do really, really well. Now, we won't get into it in this video, but affiliate links actually work really well. So I've sold quite a few of those CNC units and some lasers from last year that makes close to or more than I'm actually getting from Adsense. So this video is a little bit different, really going behind the scenes of some of the stuff we have in the shop. But if you want to see a build, this X-Wing is actually one of my favorite builds from 2019, and we're gonna get into that right now. Until next time, go make or break something in your shop. See you guys.